Jack. All right, this time I'm going to get back to where I was a while ago, and we couldn't find our speaker. Next person I'm going to introduce is also a member of our Texas Turf Board. Many of you know her through the Texas Eagle Forum. I think she's been a real strong voice for that group and working on national issues on behalf of Texas Eagle Forum. And I just want to tell you, I love these two gals to death that I serve on the board with, Terry Hall and Gina Parker Ford. But God, they can make a board meeting long. I think we could have a 2-item agenda meeting and it lasts 5 hours because they just won't shut up. But I've got a hook today. She's going to get up here and a lot of what she's going to say follows along Senator Brockman's lines. But believe me, I'll use a hook to pull her away. But she's very good. She knows a wealth of information. This time, Gina Parker Ford. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for turning out today. It's been a great rally so far. And Terry and I, we love Hank. He keeps us in line. And it's great to have leaders like him and for him to put all the effort he has into fighting the Trans-Texas corridor. We thank you, Hank. But what I was thinking is what we might want to do is move some Oklahomans down here to Texas. What do y'all think? Especially Senator Brogdon. He did a great job. And it's an encouragement to hear people like him speak and to have our elected officials that understand sovereignty, that understand our constitutional fundamental principles. And as we stand here today, I think that we can make a difference. And even though that we had some obstacles along the way as we stood against the corridor, we can never give up. What we need to do, each one of us, is take this message back to our communities and have some good old-fashioned grassroots politics. I had a friend who was involved in the opposite party, and I tried to encourage her to get involved, and she says, but you know, I have this particular official who represents